Hi, welcome to the short demo on how to use Akave Cloud with Hugging Face. I'm Bart Hofkin, Solutions Architect at Akave, and today I'll be demonstrating how to transfer datasets from the Hugging Face library into Akave using our S3 compatible gateway, allowing you to run inference on datasets stored directly in Akave. Using the Datasets library from Hugging Face and S3FS, we can easily transfer any dataset from Hugging Face into Akave, and then use the rest of the Hugging Face library to work with that data without having to worry about egress costs while maintaining enterprise standard latency and throughput. For this demo, I'll start by finding a dataset in the Hugging Face datasets library, loading it into Akave with our S3 compatible storage, and then streaming it directly from Akave. This enables you to access the data without having to pay an egress cost, even though it's in the cloud. You can easily transfer it with S3FS because it's S3 compatible gateway, and you can do so without having to download the full dataset so that it's not taking up local storage, and you can still quickly and easily run inference across it. Using the Datasets library from Hugging Face and S3FS, we can easily transfer any dataset from Hugging Face into Akave, and then use the rest of the Hugging Face library to work with that data without having to worry about egress costs while maintaining enterprise standard latency and throughput. To use Akave with Hugging Face, we're going to use the Hugging Face Datasets library, S3FS, and Python, each of which have already been installed on this macOS device. Reach out to us on akave.com to get your credentials. For this demo, I'll show you how to transfer some datasets from the Hugging Face Datasets library into Akave. To do this, I'll start by going to the Hugging Face website and finding a dataset that we want to use. We click on this one, and then find the name under the Use This Dataset section, and then I'll just copy that name. Next, I'll come into the terminal and run a Python script which allows me to copy the dataset from Hugging Face's datasets into Akave. Code examples can be found on our documentation website, docs.akave.xyz. You can see that my script is connected to Akave, and I'm going to use one of the standard Hugging Face datasets prompted by the script here. IMDb loads up that dataset, retrieves it from the datasets library, and then it transfers it into a bucket on Akave called Hugging Face bucket. Now that that's complete, I can list the subdirectory that the data was written to using the AWS CLI to see that the training data is in my Akave bucket. Visit our docs section at docs.akave.xyz. Under the Akave O3 Solutions section, we have documentation on Hugging Face. For this demo, I've used our Hugging Face s3.py helper script, which wraps the functions needed to interact with Akave's S3 compatible storage into some helpful classes directly in Python. It enables you to import the class and then do things like list the buckets, find the S3 path, initialize the connection, and transfer the dataset. We've also written a testing script, which you can find in the same documentation section. This runs a few different tests that allow you to make sure that your connection to Akave is working so that you can run Hugging Face directly on Akave storage, transform it, and more without having to write all the code yourself. A brief list of the tests available and what they do is listed at the bottom of the page. Now that the data is in our bucket, using our handy O3 API, with Hugging Face, we can now run inference on these datasets directly from the Akave storage, enabling us to read, write, or otherwise modify them while paying no egress fees and using basic Hugging Face commands. Thanks for watching, and if you'd like to connect with us, scan the QR code on the left to talk to our sales team, or join our Telegram on the right to learn more about Akave and get access to updates with our development tools. Thank you.